Good evening and welcome back to Match of the Day. A lot can happen in a week or two, but the bare facts are that Liverpool are back on top, Sheffield Wednesday are still unbeaten, Aberdeen are cock of the north, the FA Cup first round provided its share of shocks as usual, and my goodness, we've struck golden goals with our two matches tonight. Later we will see Aston Villa against Leicester City, but we start without delay with Luton Town against Tottenham Hotspur, both laced with talented players who provided a splendid spectacle as we proudly lift the Match of the Day curtain once more. Your commentator, John Moss.
Proud of the season at Kenilworth Road, and with England now looking towards 1986, the spotlight falls on young players like 21-year-old Paul Walsh of Luton Town, who won 3 caps in Australia last summer, and along with teammates Paul Elliott and Brian Steen, will now hope to press his claims. But Spurs look even further to the future by giving 18-year-old Richard Cook his league debut. He was called up suddenly this morning because Tony Galvin has a stress fracture. So Spurs have 2 youth internationals on the wings, Cook of England on the right and Alistair Dick of Scotland, who's also 18, on the left. Alan Brazil is injured, and Spurs expect to hear early next week whether Jasper Olsen will be joining them from Ajax. Luton can't afford him, so they bring back their foreign import Radi Antish as a sweeper in a system which sees Clive Goodyear given his first game of the season in defence. Trevor Aylott is back in attack, but injury still rules out Brian Horton, David Moss and Frank Bunn. Referee this afternoon, Maurice Robinson from Sutton Coldfield. Only 1 point separates Luton, who are 5th, from Spurs, who are 7th. So a lot hinging on this match, and that's Steen with an early shot. Crisp November afternoon. Danny Thomas to Hoddle. Looks as though Donaghy has gone to mark Hoddle in the midfield. That's Cook on the right, the lad making his first appearance. Thomas again. Falco is in the centre, and that was very close. And the header by Falco, the anger on the face of the goalkeeper, Les Seeley, suggesting that he felt, with some justification, that Falco should have been better marked. Aylott and Gary Stevens, and now Hoddle, and again Donaghy very quickly to him, and Hoddle beats him and slips the ball to Perryman and gets a return. Promising by Spurs and Hoddle. Ali Dick, Houghton, Gary Stevens coming forward, number 5, but the momentum slightly lost by Tottenham there. Roberts. Oh, Kirk Stevens handball, penalty. There seemed no danger as Falco contested, but the ball struck Kirk Stevens. He may argue about the intent. Referee didn't hesitate. Penalty to Tottenham. So Les Seeley has to face Glenn Hoddle, who scored on this ground last season, and hits the post this time, and Cook gets the ball back. And the fans cheering, but it was a well-taken penalty in the sense that it gave the goalkeeper no chance at all, but it hit the post and came away to safety from the Luton point of view. That was Aylott. Hill, trying to go through the lot, got caught in the sandwich. Ricky Hill, Gary Stevens on one side and Houghton on the other. Free kick to Luton. And if Tottenham have got Hoddle on these set plays, Luton have Antish, who's also skillful from this range, and a posse of players waiting to come in from the far side as well. And that was Antish. Clements didn't get there. Donaghy, Clements, Aylott. Well, as a goalkeeper, you have to be very alert. The first shot, he only blocked and didn't hold from Antish. but Donaghy came in thinking he was going to finish it off. Clements was there again. A-Lot over the bar. Falco. Turner. Oh, he's given it straight to Archibald. And good save, Seeley. Falco off the line. And Perryman, blocked by Elliott. Perryman again. And driven again. It's in the net by Cook. He scored on his debut. Well, what drama there. A terrible mistake by Wayne Turner. Put in Archibald. Seeley did brilliantly. Falco followed up, off the line, it was so close there. But finally, 18 years old Richard Cook, who didn't know he was playing until 9 o'clock this morning, scores the opening goal in his first match in the... Now can Luton reply immediately? It's been that sort of match, end to end. And now Cook's got to go back and do some defending. That's what life's about at this level. Steen curls it in. And Steen again from Antish. Not given. Perryman, the man who seemed to bring him down. Perryman may argue he was going for the ball, but the referee certainly took his side of that argument, and Luton only have a corner. And that's too long even for Donaghy, who was the last man coming in on it. That was a good bit of work by Dick to Hoddle. And Archibald's in the middle, offside. Dick. Hoddle, chance maybe for Archibald to get away on the right here. Hoddle again. Cook is now on the right wing. Here's Thomas. And the referee blows for half-time, with Spurs leading by 1-0. Full of incident. Glenn Hoddle hitting the post from a penalty kick early in the game. But Spurs still going ahead, thanks to 18-year-old Richard Cook in his first appearance in the senior side. We may be out of the European Championship, but English League football still attracts tremendous interest on the continent. This match is being seen live in Scandinavia, and highlights will also be shown in Holland. Richard Cook's goal was actually Spurs' 14th away from home in the First Division this season. And would you believe they only managed 15 away from home in their entire First Division programme last season. So there's been an improvement there, and either their attitude or their finishing. Away from White Hart Lane, and here they are on the attack in the second half. A corner. Chris Hughton who made the run. It was Kirk Stevens who blocked the cross. So it'll be Ali Dick with the corner. Too far back for Falco, back in by Roberts, missed kick by A-Lot. Here's Perryman. Spurs haven't lost away from home in the First Division since the opening day of the season. And Luton have not been beaten here at Kenilworth Road in the league, so one record or the other may have to go. In by Hoddle, and the touch there was by Falco, who's having his best run in the Spurs first team, I would think, of his career. He's figured in every game this season and is making a determined effort to keep out international stars. Gary Stevens covering for Graham Roberts. Now Houghton. Dick. Oh. Perryman for Spurs. Archibald. And Antish for Luton. Hill. Oh. Play on, says the referee. You've got the ball. Good decision. Donaghy. Walsh. Turner. Steen. Hill. Walsh. No! The equaliser looked on. Steen got the header back. Ricky Hill seemed to have the best chance. Didn't take it. And Walsh didn't get hold of his shot either properly. And it went almost in slow motion past the post. Oh, well played, Hill. Stevens moving up from right back. And going all the way, Kirk Stevens, and Clements was too. Penalty. Penalty. Ray Clements looks astounded, but the referee has said penalty kick. Kirk Stevens, who gave away the penalty in the first half, suddenly finds that fortune turns full circle. He made the break. He was challenged partly by Ali Dick, but mainly by Clements, went down, and now Luton have a penalty. Clements is still protesting. And Clements got a hand to it onto the post. Donaghy. What a great save. Unbelievable stuff here. 2 penalties have been missed, but that wasn't a miss. That was fantastic goalkeeping by the man who's played 61 times for England. Steen is entitled to say, what have you got to do? Little tussle in midfield between Hoddle and Antish. Referee needing now to keep things a little bit calmer as Archibald makes the run and gets away from Goodyear and scores. Was that a foul or not? Wayne Turner, the last man, appealed, but it was too late. Archibald was away from both of them and finished brilliantly. And it's 2-0 to Spurs after 59 minutes. And Archibald has now scored 12 goals in the last 14 games. What a turnaround. One moment, Clement saves a penalty. The next minute, Archibald makes it 2-0 at the other end. And Luton, whatever else you say, don't deserve to be 2 down. Aylott, Hill, Steen. Antish was fouled by Hoddle. And here's Steen. Oh, yes! Beautifully taken. Quick thinking by Luton. A brilliant free kick by Antish, actually, who saw what was on before anybody else on the field apart from Steen. He just drilled that ball in low, the Yugoslav, and Steen, in his stride, finished in style. Luton deserve a goal at least. They're back to 2-1 after 64 minutes. And here comes Cook. And if he'd squared that, Archibald was in the clear. Offside, Aylott. Roberts with the kick. Falco with the flick on. Archibald turning Goodyear. Yes! 3-1 to Tottenham, and Archibald these days can do nothing wrong in front of goal. 72 minutes gone, and Archibald, he foxed Goodyear again there, turning him beautifully and finding the corner of the net. And Archibald's current record, he's still not talking to the manager, by the way, Keith Birkinshaw. That feud is still lying beneath the surface, but in the space of, what, 14 matches, Archibald coming in again here has scored 13 goals. Walsh. Kirk Stevens, Ricky Hill. And Stevens is up again. And Walsh! And Kirk Stevens playing his 200th full league match for Luton has had quite an afternoon. He gave away a penalty. He collected a penalty, and with that run, he lays on the second goal for Luton. It was a lovely cross, and all Walsh had to do was get on the end of it. The knocks have been given and taken in good part. Hoddle. That's a terrific ball for Archibald if he could bring it down. Goodyear relieved that he couldn't. Aylott. Well played by Chris Hughton, who threatens to go all the way. Is this the hat-trick for Archibald? Hits the post. Hughton. Archibald appeared to be on for his hat-trick, beat the goalkeeper, hit the post, so it's still 3-2. Archibald's flick. Hill. Donaghy. Oh, he caught Turner coming forward. And the tussle was between Turner and Perryman. Falco looks for Archibald, and Dick's in a good position here. It's Alistair Dick, and it's 4-2. So both the 18-year-olds have scored, and it would appear to have sealed Tottenham's victory. Falco on the right, Archibald up there with space to work the ball, and when Alistair Dick was put through, he made no mistake. Just a couple of minutes left of normal time, and Spurs, for the third time in the match, have a 2-goal margin in their favour. Kirk Stevens forward, and it's now fairly comfortable for Spurs as they improve on their winning run. But the real hero for them possibly was Ray Clements, because his 2 vital saves from Donaghy in the first half and the penalty by Steen in the second came at vital times. Spurs were able to extend their lead again and eventually ran out winners by 4-2 in a match which was an immense credit, not just to the 2 teams, but to First Division football in general.
was a marvellous game to watch. And our thanks to all concerned. It was just the kind of game on which to make a comeback, and not easy to follow, I might add. But I think you'll agree that Aston Villa and Leicester City, whom we see now, compete very well indeed. Your commentator at Villa Park, Barry Davis.
The temperature around Villa Park confirms the change of autumn into winter, and a glance at the home team sheet suggests a change in the face of Aston Villa. 2 changes in the side for this afternoon, the returning goal of Nigel Spink, and back comes Mark Walters. Colin Gibson is added to the injury list. Leicester City have been going rather better of late, but curiously while they've been without Gary Lineker. He's back in the side today as they try to extend a run which currently stands as 4 games unbeaten. Franklin Roberts from Prestatyn gets the game underway with Aston Villa attacking the goal to our right. Leicester City in the white shorts. And the goalkeeper back in favour, having signed a new contract last month, Mark Wallington. Won by Ramsey initially, but not for long. It's a good, determined battle without too much pattern. But here's right out. Within the middle, bumping and boring. McMahon. Chance for Mortimer, it ran away. Birch. Afraid that was a spoon for a baby and no more. Linex. Ramsey just to his left, slightly behind. 2 waiting in the middle, marked by 3. Corner. McDonald's header. O'Neill, and it's wide of the far post. Well, there was the chance after the battling, fell to O'Neill. And it curled away from the far post with Villa boots waving at it with certain despair. Here's Birch. Keep going, says Peter With. But he's indecisive at the end, and that's allowed the cover. And here's Walters. That's useful. Here's With. Yes! Beautifully directed. And Peter With, who I must say was orchestrating that right from the start of the move, telling Birch what to do. Birch in the end was indecisive and the ball came over to the left to Walters. But when the cross came in, what a fine header that gave the goalkeeper no chance. Nicely done by Walters, and even more so by With. So Peter with his 14th goal of the season and maintaining a really good spell. Smith. And Evans played the ball that Smith was looking for, except that Evans played it hard enough to reach the goalkeeper. Spink really hasn't had a save to make yet. Brave header by Mortimer. And he's chasing still. And he might get, he does, at least from the throw. Oh, that's bad marking. Walters. Right out, must be. And that's a special celebration for him, because that's his first for Aston Villa. He's at last got his name on the sheet for his new club, and gets tremendous applause all the way around Villa Park. Well, that'll be sweet music indeed for the youngster. He cost a bit of money to bring here, and has finally got what he said he came for, and that was to score goals for the club. 2-0 to Aston Villa, but Leicester will be kicking themselves for the very, very bad marking from the original throw taken by Mortimer. held by Birch. Wilson, there's a chance here for him. Came off McMahon, with in the thick of it, Wilson. Really rather too strong to Linex. With chasing everything, Lineker. Taken by Jones. Looked like a handball by Wilson. If there was, he escaped with it. Now Banks, now Lineker. Still the chance, Smith. Oh, some amazing stuff from Nigel Spink. Did well to get out in the first place. Got his body in the way as Smith tried to follow up. Lineker denied initially. Free kick against Ormsby. With who came back. Williams. Foul by Ormsby. Five Leicester players in the area. Oh, and somehow he kept that out. Now, how did he do that? Spink doesn't take any notice of the expression of Smith. The crowd applauds Spink. Smith just doesn't understand it. And the cry from the crowd about Spink is England's #1. Well, I have a feeling he could well be one day. Certainly there's a lot of competition. Gary Bailey and Woods of Norwich City. But Spink just looks a big man in the goal, and that's a very useful attribute. McDonald's looked for the pullback from Linex, which didn't come. Mortimer. Wilson. Smith, for a second, getting the wrong side of Ormsby from Ormsby's viewpoint. Oh, that's a penalty. Yes, no doubt about that. Spink lost the ball and certainly tripped Smith. Never mind the fact that the ball was going away from the area. A foul in the area is a penalty. So can Spink atone for his error? Or will Linex give Leicester some heart? Well, it's gone Leicester's way, and one has to say that on the balance of play during this first half, they've deserved a break. So, after saving a couple of things which looked impossible, Spink in the end produces his own downfall. (2-1) to Aston Villa, and we're just moving into injury time in the first half. That's a foul by Ramsey, but there will be no time for the free kick, because there is the half-time whistle with Steve Linex putting Leicester back into the game after the front two of Aston Villa had scored their goals. Peter With getting the first, his 14th of the season, and Paul Rideout the second, his first of the season. Half-time, 2-1 to Villa. So will the penalty change things or not? Free kick against Banks. With Rideouts. Stumped away by O'Neill. Good dummy by Rideout. Certainly caught Wilson. McMahon with initial pace, which he maintained. McDonald's, nobody there. That's nice from Tommy Williams. Linex, a lot of support just to the right of Linex, some supporters. Rennie, had his dream then, all right. Oh, that's a good ball. Has he got it in? Blocked on the line. Oh, amazing. Amazing stuff on the line by Evans. It's enabled Spinks to get back and grab it before Lineker could get there again. Walters. Williams wants somebody coming to him. Now you see it, now you don't, from Walters, and again. Oh, what happens at one end happens at the other. Not from so close to the line, but really stretched for it as the ball had gone past Wallington, and it came back to Wallington after some lovely play by Mark Walters. Smith and Ormsby. Ormsby the victor. But being made to work all the way. Mistake by Rennie. And here's right out, setting himself. Still. But the ball was not quite where he wanted it when he struck it. Came onto his right foot, but when he struck the ball, it wasn't the sort of distance ahead that a player would like in that position. Birch. Right out, he's got With him. McMahon coming from behind. With making the run on the near post, trying to set up. McMahon. Yes, no! Good heavens, it looked as though it was there. McMahon thought it was there, and I must say, so did I. But it was just the wrong side of the post. Could have been no more than a whisker. Linex to the right, it's a question of the timing of the ball. Lineker far post. And Linex has done his man again. Must be shown! No! Oh dear, oh dear. Aston Villa all over the place, but sadly for Leicester, all over the top came the shot from Lineker. And Aston Villa forced to bring on Alan Kerbishley because of the injury to Gary Williams, who's already making his way to the tunnel. There he goes. Right out. What a play after Birch. Good challenge by Wilson. But here's McMahon. They're closing in on him, but he buries it. And the scorer applauds himself. The crowd applaud him, as much in relief as anything else. And Leicester City surely are done for. And they must wonder how. Suddenly the ball coming clear to McMahon, and as they converged on him in Leicester shirts, he thumped the ball into the corner. No chance for Wallington. 3-1 to Aston Villa, which is a cruel line for Leicester City. Have they still more to say? Mortimer. To Aston Villa it is. The killer goal coming 20 minutes from the end from Steve McMahon, his first for the club. It's a score which is very hard on Leicester City. Right out and with getting the other goals for Villa. Linex scoring for Leicester. But really, rattling good entertainment.
Was too, and I know Aston Villa, having safely tucked away the 3 points, won't begrudge a word of sympathy for Leicester City, who never gave up, created chances which belied their lowly position and nervously frittered them away in a way that might account for it. Bob.
It's been a very good day for the top three clubs in the First Division. They all won, while some of their main rivals faltered. Liverpool, the leaders, beat Stoke 1-0. Ian Rush, the scorer, with his 16th of the season. West Ham also won 1-0. Dave Swindlehurst getting a late winner at Sunderland, who incidentally are hoping to sign Liverpool's David Hodgson. And third place Manchester United beat Watford 4-1, with Frank Stapleton scoring his first hat-trick for the club. Liverpool manager Joe Fagan was less than enchanted with Stoke's attitude and performance at Anfield, saying, "In all my 25 years at Anfield, I've never been so disappointed over a visiting team's display. It takes two to make a match." Another First Division manager with a powerful point of view tonight is Birmingham's Ron Saunders. He believes the Football League is beginning to disintegrate and a Super League of 5 or 6 clubs is rapidly becoming a reality. Said Ron, "They will get richer while the rest of us get poorer. There's no way a club like ours can compete with the Manchester Uniteds, Liverpools and Tottenhams. We will soon be like the Germans and the Dutch, with only half a dozen teams challenging for the top prizes. Freedom of contract is to blame." The Second Division produced the second biggest gate of the day when over 41,000 saw Sheffield Wednesday take their unbeaten run to 18 games with a 4-2 win over Newcastle, putting Wednesday 6 points clear at the top as Manchester City lost and Chelsea drew. It was the first round of the FA Cup, and the first two giant killers to emerge were Telford, who beat Stockport, and Whitby Town, who knocked out Halifax. In all, 19 non-league clubs go into Monday's second round draw, among them Corinthian Casuals, one of 7 non-leaguers who drew with league opponents. A possible big payout on the pools, with only 7 score draws and 6 no-score draws on the coupons, claimed by telephone for 23 or 22.5 points. The dividend forecast, very good. Score draws, 13, 16, 17, 28, 34, 35 and 44. The no-score numbers, 11, 14, 23, 33, 40 and 45.
And we'll be back same time next week, 10:20 that is. And as he's watching Jasper Carrot tonight, a show not to miss incidentally, I'm sure Spurs young hero Richard Cook, who scored today in his first league game, will contemplate with some gratitude the way in which Steve Perryman, in his 726th first-team game, picked up the rebound from his own shot and in a flash laid on the perfect invitation for young Richard to finish as good a piece of goalmouth action as you could wish to see. Good night.
Oh, he's given it straight to Archibald.